What you doing? What you doing? Shake. Yeah. Hello there, my beautiful, lovely internet friends. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today on Trauma Talk. I haven't posted any videos in the last month and a half, and that's pretty unusual for me. I wanted to talk about what's been going on between antidepressant medication, coming off of it, going back on it, and also sort of the general state of my mental health and something I've not really experienced before that I now find popping up, and maybe this is something you can relate to. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's dive in. If you happen to follow my other channel, Footless Joe, I recently did a few videos in the last few months about coming off of a bunch of different kinds of medications that I've been on for years and really determining what my body needed and what it didn't need. And the last big one that I wanted to come off of was an antidepressant I'd been on for 7 years, 8 years? I don't know, it's been a long time. So I successfully came off of that. I was off of it for a couple weeks. And in that time, I was going to counseling. I was dealing with a lot of depression still, but it didn't seem to spike above the normal level that I was used to being on medication. And then things sort of shifted. I don't know if you've ever had this experience. I feel like my depression has leveled up recently. Not only are we dealing with all the physical and mental normal symptoms of depression, we have now added an additional existential layer on. I mean, I feel pretty special for this, frankly. I do feel like my depression is really taking the next step in its journey to become a fully formed organism. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. So generally, what depression is like for me is this just, I talk about this for a living and I still have a lot of trouble putting into words sometimes. This all-encompassing feeling of everything and nothing, a deep desire to isolate, to not do anything. Nothing seems like it has any fun. Nothing feels like it has any joy. I just have a very difficult time being alive. Being alive doesn't seem like it has a whole lot of a purpose. I'm exhausted. My body hurts more. There are physical symptoms that accompany this. I have difficulty communicating. I get more migraines. But along with that, recently, I've added on this layer of, and none of it means anything. Depression has now been coupled with this existential feeling that everything, truly everything, is meaningless and purposeless and valueless. Even things that I know have purpose and meaning and value, I'm like, why? Why are we doing any of this? Why does any of this matter? And it's almost accompanied with this anger. For the first 20 years of my life, I was very staunchly Christian. I knew what I believed. I believed it with just about every fiber of my being. And the past 9 years has been deconstruction and reconstruction and figuring out what I believe and what I don't believe. And recently, I've started feeling all of that a lot more than usual. I had this ordained way that life was, like the reason that we were on the planet, what humans are here to do, a code of conduct, like it was all laid out for me, and now I'm figuring that out for myself. It's not that I don't have values or some form of faith, it's just that I have so many question marks around everything. And previously with depression, I've always had, at least in my back pocket, like a reason, like here's why I'm staying alive. Here's why I'm still fighting, because I know that this has meaning, I know that this is value, and I feel it. And I've had a lot of days lately where I don't feel it, where I feel like legitimately nothing means anything. There is no point to existence, and this is just what is life and why are we here? And that's coupled with all those normal feelings of depression. She's always watching. Hello there. So I sat down to edit this video and I realized I did not do an excellent job of describing exactly what I was talking about here. For many of us, myself included, along with depression, does come this, nothing matters. What am I doing here? Everything hurts. Like a loss of purpose, a loss of interest in things, feeling like things don't have meaning. Like that is pretty stereotypical for a lot of people as we experience depression. What I mean is that previously I always had something to fall back on. I always had, I feel this way right now, but I know that this has meaning and here's why. And what I talk about in the rest of the video is why that is not working lately. I hope that provides some clarification. Fingers crossed. What I'm saying is that I have not been able to put a lot into words when it comes to my mental health for the last month or so because I've been very deep trying to get through. And one of the fun things about all of this is that it comes and it goes really quickly sometimes. I've spent days under this cloud of depression and existential dread, horror questions, I'm not sure what I want to call it, and then I'll come out of it and be like, I don't know what I was thinking. I know what has value. I know what has meaning. I know what I'm focusing on. I know what matters. And then I'm good. Like yesterday, I was a wreck. And today, I'm doing great. it's a weird place to find myself in. And along with that, I did decide with my doctor and my therapist to go back on my antidepressant because it seemed like things were getting really rocky again, and perhaps it would provide some level of calm to the rocky seas in my brain. I wanted to make this video for a couple reasons. I do feel like to some extent I wanted to explain what's been going on, why I haven't been posting, why I haven't been making videos about purity culture. That's something I'm really passionate about, something I've started doing, something I started a specific Patreon for, and I have not had it in me to address those difficult subjects for myself or for other people. It's something that I will be getting back to as soon as I feel mentally at capacity to do so. There are some times where it's really helpful for me to put things into words. It's really helpful for me to explain what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling, what I'm doing about it. And there are other times where I feel like I just need to do what I need to do to survive. And the past month or so, it's been the latter. And here's the thing, I want to put a nice little bow on this and be like, and I know that I'll figure out the purpose of life and what we're doing here. I'll create that reason, I'll discover it, whatever it is, and everything will be great. But I don't actually know that. I do have trust in that. I do have hope for that, and that is what I will continue working towards. I feel like these existential life purpose meaning questions have joined hands with my pre-existing mental health issues and are just forming this tight little lock around my neck some days. And many days I'm able to get some air, and in some days it's a little more difficult too. So I'm taking it day by day and trying to actually listen to my mental health. I've taken days off work. I've not done as much with social media as I quote unquote should to make this successful. And that used to be something that I would freak out about and be like, I have to get a video out, I have to get a video out, especially with my main channel, Footless Joe, because that's a major source of my income. But I've been taking a step back and really prioritizing my brain, because guess what? If I'm not here, if I'm not functional, I'm not going to be of use to myself or anyone else. So putting my mental health and mental stability above most things, above pretty much everything else, is very difficult, but has been necessary to do. And that's what I had to say. Let me know if you can relate to this. I feel like having an existential crisis is almost like a joke, right? At least I've joked about it before. I've heard other people joke about it, but it's amazing how incredibly painful it can be to try to figure out what you believe in, what has meaning and what has value when you've spent most of your life having that given to you. And I'm not saying that I've abandoned all faith, because I certainly haven't, but there's so much in my brain and in my view of the world and life that is very much in flux right now, and that's uncomfortable to a pretty painful level. I don't think I'll be joking about existential crises in the future because they feel pretty serious. Long story short, I'm here, I'm still kicking. If you want to see other videos that have me in them, check out my main channel, Footless Joe. This channel, Trauma Talk, is really focused on mental health and recovering from trauma, and so the videos you're going to find here are going to be pretty specific to that, but the videos over on my Footless Joe channel are oftentimes a little bit more lighthearted or about different subjects, so check me out over there. It's been a little bit easier to put together those videos and a little bit more natural than it has been lately to talk about what's going on in my head, because I've struggled to find words for that myself. In any case, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're hanging in there. I truly appreciate everyone's continued support on Patreon, even with my temporary absence from consistent content here. That really means a lot to me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. To you watching this video right now, thank you for spending a few minutes out of your day here with me today. It means the world to me. You could be anywhere in the world doing anything, and you chose to hang out with me and Sophie. I love you guys. I'm thinking about you, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that is. It could be tomorrow. It could be a month from now. I'm really not sure, but you'll know when I know. Bye, guys.